Hello there. I am going to try this Let's Play thing here and see just how it does. I've been looking on the forums a lot lately for some of the different challenge maps and whatnot. I watched Captain Sparkle's playthrough of the Skyblock map, and I did it myself and had a lot of fun with it. So I started looking for some of the other challenge concepts people had put out there, and came across this one called the City Construction Challenge, which I actually thought sounded kind of neat. It's a little bit different in that you play through like various ages or stages of development, where there's restrictions on what types of equipment you can use, and there's a couple other odds and ends of things that are going on as well. So I'm going to put a seed in here, and I'll allow it to generate structures because strongholds and stuff are always kind of cool, and create new world. And I'm spawning on top of a tree. Lovely. Okay, well, it should be fine. So the City Construction Challenge is built into a series of stages of what you're allowed to do and what you need to complete in order to move on to the next stage. The first one is pretty simple. You just have to basically make yourself a home, and you have to have a few odds and ends of things stockpiled, and there's certain restrictions as to what the home has to consist of. I primarily believe that it has to have a living room area, a separate bedroom area, and there may be something else, like it might require that I have a workbench or some other odds and ends of things, but I'll double check the list once I get to that point. The other primary change is that you are not allowed to go underground unless you're wearing some sort of helmet, so you keep yourself protected in case of getting your head hit by rocks or something, I suppose, as they're falling from the surface of whatever cave you might be in. And the other restriction is that whenever you when you actually dig a mine on your own rather than wandering into a natural cave, you have to put up support beams every 10 or so blocks, and it has to be a minimum of 3 by 3 wide. That way it's just meant to give some structure to the otherwise potentially completely random thing. I think in part it's meant to primarily stop people from doing I can't even think of, like, strip mining type stuff, where they just go all the way down to down to where diamond level or something, and then just start doing one by one tunnels that stretch for hundreds of blocks just to try to mine out every last possible resource, which is certainly viable. It's just not in the nature of what this challenge is meant to do. Oh, and I heard some sheep, which I would like... Oh, there's a whole bunch of sheep. Okay, so I'm going to grab a whole bunch of wood and make myself a sword and a couple of tools just to get started with. It's always nice when you can find sheep on your first day so that you don't have to spend a ton of time, basically wasting time inside or potentially getting yourself killed as you wander around outside. One of the other main restrictions for the first stage here is that the only materials I can use are that I can get by hand, pretty much. So I'm allowed to use as much wood as I want. I can use dirt, and that's pretty much it. I'm allowed to mine stone, but I can't actually use it yet. So no making stone tools or anything like that. All of my tools and all of my building materials have to be in wood, and then building materials have to be in dirt or wood or gravel or sand, basically. And I definitely just heard a zombie over there, but I want to see if I can't find a good spot to start building. 3 wool's enough, so sheep, you can live to wander around another day. I don't want to try to build something like here, because there's just too many trees. I hate having, if you get really penned in, you have a whole bunch of creepers or something around you. Ooh, there we go, grassland biome. Well, that would work nicely. I can build my little shelter over there. I've been playing Minecraft now for, I'm trying to think, since March, maybe February. It was out of alpha by the time I started, but I think it was like 1.2, beta 1.2. So I don't know exactly where that would put me in the timeline of how long the game's actually been out. I don't remember. Build 2 shovels. For now. Hello, Piggy. I do know one of the difficult things about the challenge to begin with that I've thought of is that because I'm not allowed to use any sort of stone or anything like that, one of the primary things that everybody uses that I won't be able to right away is a furnace. So really the only source of food I'll have is a wheat farm, which makes me remember that's another one of the requirements for moving on to the second stage of this city challenge, is that I have to have a wheat farm with, I think it's a minimum of like 5, it has to be enclosed, so with fencing or in a building or something like that, and it has to have a minimum of 5 blocks of wheat in it, like 5 patches actually growing. Oh, cool. Looks like there might even be a little cave over there. And ground indents over. I can't go in there yet. I'll have to wait until I find some cows and can build myself a helmet, but at least for now, it's good to know it's there. Oh, that means no charcoal either because of no furnace. Crap. Okay, well, I'll start for now with just a... Oops. Start with just a little bit of a home. So I at least have some shelter, so even if I can't get a lot accomplished tonight, I'll at least have somewhere to go, and I can always build it once I get back. I suppose I need to go running off and see if I can't find some coal exposed to the surface. Or find some cows so that I can... Ooh, pumpkins! Find some cows so that I can hopefully get the 5 leather it takes to get a helmet so I can go into a cave, and it won't matter. Yeah, the rules involving the helmets are pretty simple. It's just you have to be wearing a helmet to go underground, and if you lose your helmet for whatever reason, you know, if you take damage or creeper blows up, whatever, and you lose the helmet, and you don't have a spare on you to replace it with, then you have to immediately leave whatever cave structure you might be in by the quickest means that you can pull off. Something over here, but I don't think I see any. Oh no, it's only even a single piece of stone. And I don't see any cows either. That's unfortunate. It's going to make things very difficult if I can't find myself somewhere to make a helmet. And well, here's some iron, but I'm not allowed to go down into the cave, and I don't see any coal sticking out around the top of it. Crap. Another stony area over here. Nope. Anyway, I started saying before... Ooh, here's some coal. I started saying before, I've been playing Minecraft for, you know, whatever that comes out to, 8 months or so. 10 months, something like that. And had a lot of fun with it. I've done a ton of single-player maps just on my own. I've done a little bit of playtime on a server called Pixelville. That was a lot of fun for a while. When they started doing a lot of updates real quick, I think it was between like 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. So the servers were constantly getting screwed up. I just stopped doing much in the way of multiplayer on an official server. Now, when I play on a server, it's with a friend of mine who I may end up bringing in on a Let's Play or speed build or something like that at some point. He and I have been talking about doing some things like that now that I've gotten the information to be able to start doing recordings and things. And so my PC is actually pretty darn good. I built it myself a year ago or so, and it's capable of running a small server. It only fits up to like 3 people or so at a time until I get some more RAM. But at least for the time being, that's certainly enough for me. He and I have done a lot of, just Survivor multiplayer stuff. We've fiddled around with a couple of the special adventure maps that people have made, like the Skylands one, and a few others. I gotta find my, I think I was over here. And we've had a lot of fun with it. At the moment we're working on, we just opened up a new map that we just did as a creative server, just so we could start screwing around doing some cool building type stuff that we had thought of. He's actually the guy that taught me how to play Dungeons and Dragons, because yes, I am that geeky. And he's been playing since he was like 6 or something like that. I don't know. He and I met each other in college, and he taught me our freshman year. So I haven't been playing anywhere near that long, but he's got a place in his campaign world that he uses that he calls the Gate World, and it's this funky place that you accidentally fall into, and there's basically all these doorways that can lead to just about any world that exists. And he's got it very well detailed in how he's described it, and kind of got an image in his head for what to do with it, and we were coming up with something to do as just a big fun build project for a creative thing, and that was what we ended up coming to. So he and I spent some time on that a couple days ago, and the primary thing took us quite a while, several hours that night, because the primary bit for it that we had to do to start, is that the world itself is a giant dome. Or not a dome, but it's surrounded by a dome that sits over top of the actual area that you can get to and interact with if you manage to fall into the Gate World. So I want to say we built a dome that was like 60 or so blocks wide. It was pretty big. It took a long time to fill the whole thing in. Just out of glass. It looks really cool. Just took forever to actually build. Now this house that I'm doing now certainly won't be big enough. According to the rules for the challenge, I have to build a house as my shelter that is doesn't have a restriction on size, but it does have to have room for a big living space, where I can put a kitchen and my crafting bench, which I should bring inside, among other things. But then it also has to have a separate bedroom, and this certainly isn't big enough to separate off, but this at least gives me shelter for tonight so that I can build a bed and be able to sleep. Because this early, I do not want to be dealing with things like creepers and stuff. Okay. Well, a bunch of skeletons on fire. I'll look around, see if I can't find any... Or not skeletons, zombies. Oh, there's a spider. This early, one of the things that I'm going to have to deal with, just because it would take wheat so long to grow, is that really the only way to survive this early on from a food standpoint... I mean, I know it won't kill me, but I'd rather not have my health get really low because of... Oh, creeper. I'd rather not have my health get really low because of my health bar dropping out. Or not health bar, food bar. Hunger bar. Whatever you want to call it. There we go. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with that TNT, because I really don't have a need for it, but it's at least something. Okay, I guess I'll go over, start getting myself some more wood. I don't want the dirt to be in that house the way it is now, but it was just a quick and easy way of getting something in place so that I could have somewhere safe to stay for the night. I'm really not sure entirely how to do this. You know, I don't know what to talk about or whatever. I've watched a whole lot of Let's Plays, and I've never really seemed to catch on exactly what they talk about other than just sort of narrating what they're doing. So I guess that's what I'm doing, and talking a little bit along the way. Here's some mushrooms. I like the city challenge. I mean, I've had been thinking about doing a Let's Play for a long time, and had figured, well, if I find a cool map, then I'll just do one and, you know, do a normal Let's Play, just a survival thing. But I think the city challenge is a little more interesting just because it puts some more structure on what would otherwise just be random Minecrafting. Although one of the things I have already decided is that I won't be doing recordings of crap like when I go down into dungeons or whatever else. I mean, I'll record while I'm doing it, but I'll cut out any of it that's uninteresting. So you guys will be able to see if I get, you know, attacked by a creeper or fall into a ravine or find some cool dungeon or something, but I'm not going to make you stand there and watch me dig out hundreds or thousands of blocks of stone. That was, 2 leather already, so I only need to find like 1 or 2 more cows, hopefully. Let's see if I can find a couple others. Again, I can't use any actual stone for a while, but I didn't get a heck of a lot of coal out of that little area that I found, so it'd be nice if I can get the helmet to be able to go and find something else. Stand still. There we go. Nope, no leather. Hello, Mr. Cow. Sorry, but you're going to die. Nothing from him either. Crap. Oh, let's go wandering a little. Oh, there's another one. I'm trying not to run around a lot right now, just because I don't want to deplete my hunger bar any faster than necessary, at least not till I get another string. I know you can make wool with string, but you can't do it the other way too, so until I can kill another spider or 2. I'm kind of stuck. Well, this is a nice little area too. Maybe when as you get further on in the city challenge, you have to build more and more stuff, and so I know at some point later on I'll have to build a town hall and a castle and a whole bunch of stuff, so this is an area to potentially keep in mind. It's big, it's fairly flat. That little pool of water that I was just going by might be something neat. This one up ahead too, just to have his little, you know, build gardens around them or something like that, so that the city has a little bit of sense, a little style to it, I guess. Must be the tree that I just killed. Okay, well, I have enough wool to at least be able to make a helmet. So I guess once I get back to my place, I'm gonna cut down some more trees, and then once I make it back to my place, I'll be able to make a helmet. Do a little bit of spelunking. I think one of the things I want to do is try to stick to natural caves unless I'm just mining stone. I don't really want to dig my own fresh mine for going after other materials. You know, on the off chance I might find something, just because there is more of a restriction in place for that. The way it's set up per the thread in the Minecraft forums is that if you are in a naturally occurring cave, then the cave supports itself because it obviously you know, came into existence on its own. Nobody dug it. But if you build your own, because it's not naturally occurring, you have to put up support beams, and I'd rather not have to spend a whole bunch of wood or the extra time to do that if all I'm doing is, you know, haphazardly cutting around in the ground to see if I can't find some coal or iron or whatever it might be. I was reading one of the threads on the forums earlier today, and somebody actually referred to these big trees with the crazy limbs that kind of go all over the place as gypsy trees, and I don't think I'd ever heard that term before, at least not in terms of Minecraft. I know there's such a thing. I live in the southeastern U.S., and there's certain types of trees down here that people refer to as gypsy trees sometimes. Um, and I honestly don't know. I've only lived here for a few years. I'm honestly not sure where the term came from. So for all I know, maybe there's a correlation, but I'd never heard it. I'd never heard the term put to anything in Minecraft before, was all. So I just thought it was odd. At least it's a colorful term. Gypsy evokes certain images in people's minds, I'm sure. Wow, those mushrooms are growing pretty quickly. Until I find some red ones, they're not of much value, though, so... Woo. Oh, so I was right. When I was building the first layer of that house, I did see. It does look like there's a cave down in there. Very cool. Well, I'll build my helmet, and then maybe I'll go check it out. Maybe I'll go check it out the next day. I want to get some... since I don't have enough string yet, I want to try to get some wheat growing as quickly as possible, so that I have a chance to make some food and not starve, because my health bar is already getting awful darn low. One of the things you might notice as I go through this Let's Play is that I tend to be kind of anal retentive about certain things, like having certain numbers of different items in my inventory. Like I like to try to keep things even or within stack ranges. I don't have a bucket, obviously, so if I'm gonna successfully grow much wheat terribly quickly, I need to be down here near the water. Let me fill that in a little bit. Oops. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to get too close to the wall so that I end up just asking for animals to fall in or jump in. This is still probably too close, but hopefully it won't cause an issue. And I know I have some seeds, but I do not have a hoe. So I guess I gotta run back up here. Oh. Don't actually have enough wood. Oops. Okay, there we go. Fence gate. They're so new and I keep forgetting that they even exist. They're really nice, though. It's nice to be able to do the gates rather than... I won't build one right there in front of the where the gate will be. It's nice to be able to have the fence gates rather than just putting a regular door there, because that always looked like crap. Let's see, I think it's 2 of those in the middle, and then stick some... Yep. There. And I'll light it up. Hopefully it'll do some growing at night and keep any dangerous mobs from spawning in it. Okay. Well, it should be easy enough, at least for now, and it's getting dark again. So I'll go in. I'm not exactly sure how long I've been recording, but I want to try to keep this first few probably, at least, you know, tied around the 12-15 minute range. So I will end it here as night falls, and I'll be back. Thanks. Bye.